Hello, hello. Welcome to Zanete Knits Weekly PPP, that is progress, plans and problems in the Zanete headquarters. It's a weekly thing and I tell you about what's happened and what the plans are. Obviously, I am Zanete from Zanete Knits and I do most of the knitting. And I have so much to tell you this time, even though I have had such little time for knitting, but there's been a lot of things. So it's the first day when my youngest son is back at nursery after more than a week long chickenpox thing. So yeah, I feel like I finally have had some time to catch up on things that I had pushed. And it's been such a busy day. My head is buzzing, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to take some time away and tell you all about it, because it's like a nice summary and I feel good about my accomplishments. I'll start with the finished object in plural, because there are two, and those are the two socks that are called the Unravel Memory socks. It's the third third, I think it's the third pattern in the Memory Sock saga. It's from locations that I have visited with my knitting friends, where we buy sock yarn and make matching pairs of socks. It was actually my friend Zanete's idea in Barcelona Knitting Festival, which was the first time we did it, and this is the third. It's of the Unravel Festival here in Farnham that we visited in February, and I picked up the mini skein set from the knitting shed in these wonderful colors, and now today I can show you the socks. The socks are a toe up with a sole gusset and a heel flap that is reinforced with slip stitches, and then the leg is slightly wider than the foot to have a better fit. And it ends with a twisted ribbing and stretchy tubular bind off. And my main objective for this was to use up as much of the mini skein set as possible, and I think I have completely achieved that, because of this ribbing, heel and toe color I have nothing left at all. I don't know how I was so lucky. I pulled out I managed to bind off the last sock with this much left. So yeah, universe was very gracious. And then I have this much of the darker red color left, and then we have a little bit of the brown. But I could probably use these two in another sock somewhere later down the line. Not sure why that much of those colors is left over, but yeah, because they were used as these little things here. But yeah, the test call is tomorrow, and lucky for those who are subscribers of our newsletter, you'll be the first to know all the information about the sock design and how to apply. And we probably expect the test to fill up quite quickly, because we're only looking for 1 to 2 testers in each size, but generally we take anyone who manages to register in the time allotted, and once we reach a certain number of testers we close the form, so time is of essence. Yeah, it's generally not too many. I mean, I as my time is very, very limited, I can only support a certain number of test knitters at a time, which is the main factor for determining the group size for test. And it is an intermediate skill level, because we're using short rows and it's stranded color work, and there's a little bit of a fiddly toe cast on method that's used, and lifted increases. So it's packed full of interesting techniques, and not only perfect for mini skein sets, but also for any sock yarn leftovers, because the possibilities of color combinations are so endless. So that's my finished object, and I can't wait to see all the color combinations of test knitters that will start working on it in a few days. And I hope my friends who were with me at Unravel Festival will be among the test knitters, because it's for you I made it. And yeah, I've heard from a couple of them that they're already a bit scared, but really it's not complicated. The stitch pattern is so intuitive, and it's only a 6-stitch repeat, that it becomes a TV project on various stages of the sock. Next project that I want to talk about is probably the one that I'm wearing, because I'm getting rather warm in it. It's been so sunny and hot here in England. Atypical. There hasn't been rain for the last, I don't know, 4 weeks, I think, or so. It feels like I'm going to water my garden every day, and I'm begging for some rain for my plants, and it's not coming. So yeah, it's really warm. I hope you appreciate that I'm still wearing it on me, because I now have a completed sleeve. Last time I was somewhere around the elbow, and I have also progressed on the body, and believe it or not, I said that I was running out of yarn. Yarn has already arrived. I am so impressed with the speed at which this yarn got here from Farmer's Daughters Fibers. I ordered, well, I think maybe it was, when did I order it? I don't remember. It was really, really recently, and I was expecting it to take a week, but it didn't. It got here really quickly. So yeah, I have no excuse to sit on this anymore. I would love to start this and complete the steeking and button band portion of this cardigan this upcoming week, so that next time I can show you what a one sleeve cardigan looks like with buttons. So yeah, I hope that will happen. I also hope to film a little bit of the steeking process and share that on Instagram and YouTube to alleviate some of the fear and anxiety that oftentimes knitters show or experience when they think about steeking, and that it really isn't too dramatic. Okay, it's final. Once you cut, there's no way back, but that's the point. You gotta cut it to open and close. And I really wish I could do that now, because I really feel like I want to open it. That's how warm it is. So that's my plan. Excuse me. That's my plan with this project for the next few days. Yeah, it's going well. It's going well. Can't complain. And then last time I showed you a swatch for the next project. Oh, sorry. Before I move on, I need to tell you that this yarn is from Farmer's Daughter Fibers, and it's a Squish fingering base in colorways Paul Newman and Spilling Tea. And Spilling Tea has, can I show these speckles? I mean, appreciate the amazingness of this yarn colorway. Yeah, it's really awesome. Third project that is actually in progress. I can't believe I started it. I shouldn't have. I need to get this to the technical editor by end of next week, so that we can start the testing on time. And I don't know where my head is at. I've started another project. I've still got so much to knit here, but we are where we are. And the third project is a cardigan that I am designing in collaboration with a Cal winner, Christine. She knit the La Grace vest in such a speedy time that she was eligible to be one of the main prize winners, and the prize was to design a pattern with me, where she would choose the type of knit it is and all the design aspects, and all I have to do is figure out the pattern and grade it to multiple sizes. And so her choice was a cardigan, cardigan in half brioche, using the wrong side on the right side. So this is what a half brioche would look on the right side, and we're going with the wrong side because it has an interesting texture. Some of the knit stitches are a bit bunched up. Hi to Denmark. And they create this really, yeah, I don't know how to describe this. My English vocabulary isn't as extensive as needed, but I hope you see what I mean. And so I have started the back. It will be a top down drop shoulder design. How can I show you? So yeah, it will go around somewhere there, and it has a short row shaped neckline here at that's the back. In the front it will be deeper, of course, and sloped shoulders. And as I was working on this, I realized that I'm gonna definitely have to do a video tutorial for how to do Japanese short rows on a half brioche stitch, as it's not as straightforward to explain in words. It's not hard to do at all, it's just the challenge of putting it in words is probably the biggest problem. So there will be a video. I am now almost ready to put the backs, well, I have a little bit left, to put the back stitches on hold, and I will proceed with picking up stitches for the fronts and knitting the fronts separately until I can join it in one piece at the underarms. Yeah, but I hope that I don't get too distracted with this project, because I've really got to get a move on this. So the yarn that I'm using for this is 3 strands of 2 lace weight merino with shimmery things inside. And don't know if you can see, I went all bling bling, so silver and it's called pumpkin, but I would say gold, because I wanted a silver and gold, a shimmery cardigan. That is from Debonair Yarns, also from Unravel Festival, I think. And this is Kid Silk Mohair from the Knitting Shed, also from the same yarn girls that I got this beautiful sock set from. And it's colorway, again, lime mortar, which is used here as well, and in my Wildcat sweater that's coming out soon. So these 3 things held together is what produces this beautiful fabric. And I really appreciated Christine's idea to put 3 lace weight strands together, because it gives us an opportunity to play with various colors and make a unique blend that no one else has, which is what knitting's all about, right? Create things that only you have. That's what I have for the 3rd project. And towards the end of last update, I also showed you some fiber that I was gonna spin. Well, I got halfway. I have my single ply here, and I need to do the other single, and then I'll put them together and create a 2-ply yarn. I think it's gonna be fingering weightish, and then I'll decide whether I'll use this one or the one I spun up before for my next yoke meditation series project. So yeah, some spinning. But I hope I can do that, because something strange has happened to my hand. Don't want to scare anybody. I think it's okay. I think I'm going to be okay. But I've developed a little ganglion. I suppose. And I was speaking to my GP this morning, and she suggested that at some point, after speaking to some specialists, there might be a chance where I'm out of action. My hand is out of action for a while, because if I need surgery or some operation, I might not be able to use my hand for a few weeks, which is a really daunting and stressful thing to wrap my head around. I really don't know how I will survive, but I know that there's a lot of you who have experienced setbacks and have had to take time off from knitting because you are recovering from an injury, and yeah, my thoughts are with you. I know that a few test knitters have had to withdraw from my tests for similar reasons, because of operations or surgeries. So yeah, I will join your club, so to speak, where I can just knit with my eyes and not my hands. And I hope it's not caused by knitting. It might be, in which case, oh my goodness, what am I going to do then? And I hope knitting a lot up to this point won't make it worse. But I just can't imagine that I live without knitting. So let's see what happens. I mean, it's not causing me any issue at all until I have to bend my wrist back, and then it's sort of some obstruction there is causing a little discomfort, slight pain, but I better want to check it out and get it sorted before it gets worse or something. So yeah, I'm not gonna talk about any further plans than this because I don't know how much time I'm getting a diagnosis online, which is great. It looks like a ganglion cyst. It's better to avoid surgery if possible. Yeah, I agree. I would love to avoid surgery. Anything invasive like that is just like, there's so much side effects that I would like to avoid, but I am no expert, and I'll see what the options for me are. One thing is for sure, if they tell me to stop knitting for a month, I might have to have don't know what I'll do, but I'll keep you posted. Voila, that's probably it for today. Oh no, one more thing. There is now a virtual tour to the beautiful Baltics that is organized by Melissa Liebman. I hope I'm pronouncing her name and last name right. And it's a few days of virtual workshops and presentations and all sorts of goodies and perks in relation to the Baltics and knitting. I think we can put a link in our profile where you can find more information, but what I'm trying to say is I will be participating, and I will be running a workshop as well as a presentation on a workshop to do with knitting socks, and a presentation on some quirky, unique Latvian foods and drinks as well. So if you are interested to learn more about the Baltics and their knitting traditions and other cultural and foodie related things, I think that's a great place for you to check out, and I'm sure you would learn a lot of new stuff. I'm not the only one. There's lots of experienced, exciting teachers. Oh, and there's a question. What are you doing for a worldwide knit in public day? Great question. So Worldwide Knit in Public Day is this Saturday, and I think we're gonna have to have another memory socks design in the works, because my friend Lena is coming to visit, and together we'll be attending the London Yarn Crawl as organized by, oh my goodness, I should know this. One of the girls' names was Jem, and they are from Cambridge, and that's all I know on the spot. But if you Google London Yarn Crawl, I think that should come up right away, because it's this Saturday. And if I remember correctly, I haven't fully read, because I want it to be like I go with the flow, and whatever they've planned, I'm really happy to be part of it, and some of it should come as a surprise. But we'll be visiting 3 yarn shops in London, and there will be a thing, a competition or a contest or something, where we can win prizes. So yeah, I like leaderboards, so I'm excited about that too. And of course we'll be doing lots of knitting in public, which I'll probably bring this one or that one. Decisions. So that hopefully answers that question about the Knit in Public Day, and I hope all of you have some plans for Knitting Public Day, because come on, we have one day a year to show everybody what we're doing on our sofas. Yeah, let's use it. All right, I think it's enough of me talking for 20 minutes. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for your questions. I will see you next time. Have a happy weekend.